Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? That music ended at like the perfect time. I was just about to start turning it down, and then it ended, and I was like, it's like the perfect time. Just gonna hop straight on in. All right, give me one sec while I just sign us in. Play game. All right, all right. Hey there, Bass Backwards. Welcome back to the stream, friendo. How are you doing today? All right. How am I doing? Oh, your day's been pretty great so far, dude. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. My day's been going all right. Thank you for asking. Not a tense happened today. I got more sleep than the other day, which is good. So now I'm not tired. Although, who knows? Maybe that'll change. See, now I feel yawn coming on. Maybe that'll change as the stream goes on. But I feel I got a better sleep last night, which I'm happy about. Still probably not as much as I should have because I'm irresponsible. But what can you do? What can you do? Thank you very much for the posture check on the hydrate. Wow. Ooh, man, I can feel my back crack. Man, I always feel like I'm getting so old. I'm not even that old yet. But I feel old. That's what I get for having a bad posture as a kid. It's kind of the funny thing is I actually did have a really bad posture as a kid. I mean, I still kind of do, but I feel like it's not really as bad. Like when I was a kid, I used to be all like, yeah. Like I had the shrimp pose, like I'd literally just be like, meh. And like play my video games. Just like play my video games, be like, meh. Watch TV, just like this. Now, like, and my back actually did used to feel, I used to get pain in my back actually when I was younger. It hasn't happened in many years, mind you, but when I was younger, I would actually just really randomly just feel like pain in my back, like along my whole back. And I'm glad those days, I mean, it wasn't really bad. It was more just like annoying, but like you could tell there was pain there. So yeah, my posture's gotten a lot better as I've gotten older, but I feel like what younger me used to do probably still having some negative consequences. Let's see, Bass sleep hasn't been going well for me because I'm busy, but things are looking up. Well, that's good. I'm glad things are looking up. Yeah, it's kind of why sleep has been a bit weird for me. My nights have just been very preoccupied, not even with like fun stuff, just like with other stuff. So my nights have been relatively preoccupied as well. On the shoulders of giants. I'd sell some stuff. Why not? Still some things I don't need. And by that I mean my syllables. Like I was gonna say bone necklace, but that's actually used in crafting. Now, if bad posture is so bad, why does it feel so good? That's a good question, because it does feel good. That is actually true facts. Okay, gill bug. I forgot I gotta do it individually like this. Buck blood.
Got anything else for me?
Gobby coin. Oh, look at all this gill. Dude, I have so much gill.
Not bad.
Empty shard. That's not too bad. Decent money.
It's a deal.
Oh, and amber as well can just be traded for gill. Yeah, we'll do that. A fallen enigma as well. In the several thousand years since the fallen came crashing down, most of the objects that came crashing down with them have either been hoarded or destroyed. There's few that have not are occasionally found when erosion or excavation chances to unearth them. And while their purpose is unknown, they are highly sought after by scholars bent on unlocking their secrets. Sounds like me for real.
Got anything else for me?
Oh, I heard my headset about to die from lack of battery. I should probably plug that in. Okay, I even have the cord right here ready to go. Yeah, I feel old too, even though I'm not particularly old. But that article. It's been 15 years since Beyond Good and Evil 2 was first revealed. Oh my goodness. That's kind of the thing, right? Like, as you get older, and take this as someone that's not, like, super old. I'm only, like, just past 30 at this point. Man, just saying that, though, feels dirty. You don't, like, it does change, right? Like you feel like, how do I want to put it? Like when you're younger, you'll feel old at like 25, or you'll think 25 and 30 is like older. Then as you age, you realize it's really not that bad. Like I'm really like not that old. I like to meme it, of course, but like I understand I'm really like actually not like that old. I'm not really an old man, as Aqua always like to tease me about. But yeah, you do kind of feel it. I think it legitimately is just how I was when I was younger, honestly. Like I said, really poor posture. And mostly just that. Mostly just really poor posture. Okay, so let's roam around the town, because we haven't really done that yet. Roam around the town and talk to peeps. Like the mayor.
What brings you to our humble village, young man? If it's our artisans you're here to see, then please. But do try not to interrupt their work.
The send is not plugged in. No wonder it's not getting power. Oh, okay, there we go. That should be taken care of now. Ugh. It's kind of funny too, because when I was a younger child, I certainly was more of the, oh, it's not gonna affect me when I'm older mentality, right?
Forgive me, traveler, but no matter how deep your pockets might be, we only sell to trusted patrons. I do hope you've not had a wasted journey.
I mean, it looks like a good wolf skin though. Wolf skin, sheep skin. I don't know what kind of skin that is. It looks very wolf-like to me. But it probably isn't, because that wouldn't make sense to be tanning like wolf. I mean, I guess there are some things that used to be made out of wolf hide. Like way, way back in yonder olden days.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches.
It should be interesting. I don't know, I can't read that. But I want to know. I want to know what this is. Ooh. Just a lot of like stripes, like ribbons and stuff.
Decent quarry's been hard to find since the snowstorm.
It has indeed. Can't blame the beasts for being on edge.
I still find myself occasionally having bad posture too, by the way. Like occasionally just going like, meh. But like, you know, sitting like this is perfectly fine, I think. Certainly much better.
Mummy made a pottage from it.
Sounds delicious. Perhaps she'll invite me around to try it next time.
The voice of that kid sounded way too young. It sounded way too hopped up on helium. Thank you for the bread, Bishop. That, like...
Have you noticed the elder?
Like, that actually kind of reminded... Like, it kind of sounded like... I don't know who's gonna remember this or know about this, but like... Shit, I don't even know if she's alive anymore. But like, kind of sounded like that one girl that was like... That had that one like medical condition where like you're forever like in the body of like a 2-year-old or something, but you do continue to age. It kind of sounded like her voice actually. Where like just sounded really like high pitched, almost in a weirdly unnatural way.
You wouldn't happen to have a decent whetstone in there, would you, madam?
Yeah, but only unnatural because you wouldn't expect to hear like someone in a 2-year-old body be able to hold like a proper conversation. So like when they do hold a proper conversation and they sound like they have the voice of like a 2-year-old, it sounds jarring. Like that's kind of more what I mean when I say like it sounds weird, you know? You know, Pregoria, but that's the opposite. Yeah, I don't know what the medical condition's called. I know it's probably rare. Probably incredibly so. I'm sure she's unfortunately probably dead now, because I remember seeing that video when I was younger. And I don't think you have a long life expectancy with that either, unfortunately. Although who knows with medical science? I mean, you never know anymore, to be honest. Like how I hear by 2030, supposedly we're going to be getting some kind of thing that can regrow teeth, which to me is amazing. Because, well, shit, like not even counting that, like even with like blind stuff, we're getting implants that can allow blind people to see even. So like, you know, we're getting to a really interesting point of history where a lot of medical science is starting to, you know, really work its magic. Like honestly, by 2030, yeah, we probably will be regrowing teeth and probably even helping a lot of blind people see, right? A lot of deaf people hear. Especially if we like study brains more, because I'm sure you could probably do some kind of weird sciencey stuff with like more brain science stuff done.
Thank you for the deal, egg, mister.
Here's the scraps you were after.
Thanks.
Yeah, stuff like that generally comes with such a thing. Yeah. No, it's just, yeah. Sad, of course. Always sad with those kind of medical conditions. I think they already have given some blind people sight, but it's just not particularly close to normal, but they did do it. Yeah, like I did hear about that. I don't know how they did it, mind you. I know it has something to do with like an implant. So the fact that they've already like kind of gotten there, yeah, makes me think it probably will be quite possible given the next like couple decades, you know? Honestly, maybe even sooner. I don't know, technology, that's the fun thing with technology, right? Is like, yeah, we don't have flying cars or anything, so like people are wrong about that by like the 2000s. But like you look at technology from like 10 years ago, and it's like, man, this doesn't really seem like it's possible. But you know, now it's like, oh yeah, you grow teeth in like another like 8 years time. It's like, wow, man, that's crazy, you know, like that's pretty nuts, right? Or like you know, like help blind people see. Like that 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even thought I'd hear anything about that. So in like another 5, maybe it'll actually be really good, right? So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe having like proper robotic limbs, right? And we're getting there too with that one. There she is. I could never remember how to pronounce her name.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor.
Yote.
I am Yote.
There you go. See, I said it before she did.
Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come.
I'm assuming we're gonna have like something on the Undying. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a little peek at this because this is definitely new. A secretive order who serves the lords of Rosaria from the shadows. They revere the mighty Phoenix and its dominant, and once presided over the rites of the ancestral communion at Phoenix Gate. Few outside the order know of its existence, even among the highest-ranking members of Rosarian nobility. And to this very day, with Rosaria reduced to a mere imperial province, They continue to serve the rightful keeper of the flame, His Grace Joshua Rossfield. All right.
Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
Now, which is the Einherjar again? Galleon. Like the Black Galleon, but like that's a big ass ship, right?
The Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloed knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
Good old Barnaby, right? Meanwhile, the Agora.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Well, I mean, they're guild merchants and guild masters. Yeah, of course they would.
Now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Oh, doesn't sound good. Yeah, that would get me turning meds too. Ah, Waloed.
Distinguished members of the council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens.
So who knew Barnabas would be like the main baddie?
Very salvation.
And of course,
Well, besides Ultima, I mean.
he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
I don't know if you can do that to a dominant, though. That might be kind of hard. Especially if he... Oh, okay, he's not in control. Okay. Yeah, see. So he can just summon Odin's blade, I guess.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
Damn, man.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
Probably a long time.
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Oh, so this is gonna be the thing that we've been seeing from the places that they build inside the crystals, like the mural. We're gonna see it like without any damage. Gonna see it in full. I know it has damage, but
by the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant. Even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all.
It's inconvenient for him, yeah.
Gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
Oh, Yote of the lake, what wisdom do you glean?
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
I mean, that is true. Clive was doing it before Yote.
Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Nice, even the head kiss.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
Take care, Yote.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
How very ominous. I'll have him to talk and I'll read the chat that I haven't read yet.
She cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Opportunity beckons.
Beth says, I feel like there's going to be some initial skepticism for growing teeth back, like even for celebs who would afford it. I'm not entirely sure if they'd go for it. I think it would probably take a bit. Excuse me. I think it would probably take a little bit to get people to warm up to the idea, but if you can show that it like works, and if it's able to even get to clinical trial, I think then it has the pretty big potential to be good. I will admit, I don't know how much it would actually cost. I assume it would cost a lot. But also, I'm not too sure if it would cost more than that. Well, See, it would cost a lot initially, but over like a couple of years' time, I'm kind of wondering, because like false teeth and dentures and stuff cost a lot of money already for the material that it requires, and like the level of needing to get things sorted, etc., etc. But if all you have to do is like, well, I guess medication's really expensive too. I don't know. I don't know. I think it would cost a lot, but I think it would cost less than what we'd imagine, right? Like, I'm not saying it won't cost a lot, but I think it'll be cheaper than one would expect, right?
Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because
It
I
is.
have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Carava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
I think I'm gonna just restart Elgato after this.
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first, that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin.
Because occasionally the dialogue does do the weird little cutout thing. So I'm just gonna restart Elgato. I won't need to restart the stream or anything, but
Coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
yeah, I'll hunt your Avis.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Or Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovany, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Carava.
I don't remember where I need to go for the hunt, for the bounty.
Return.
I think I need to go to Torva, actually. Okay, so I'm just gonna restart this really quick. So it'll only be like a matter of a second, because like I'm just gonna turn that off there. Just gonna unplug it from behind here. Then I'm gonna plug it back in. And that, I think, usually solves any issues, I think. Obviously, I'm not gonna know for sure, but I think it normally does. There we go. There we go. Now we'll see if that did. If it didn't, I'll do it in a slightly different way, but that should probably take care of it. Alright, so go and grab this other quest. I figure when I'm done with these quests, I'll probably just head back to the hideaway quick and just, if need be, do a double check on where the hunt is.
You there! Finally, no one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant graybeard.
The university? You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the part in these tattered rags.
I mean, hey, some scholars are just like that, my dude.
No obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
Yeah, I mean, may as well, right?
Climb the stairs and...
Yeah, like, what's the other thing I need to do?
Memorize a few inscriptions for me. Assuming you know your letters, that is.
I may be slightly well read.
Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stone.
Ah, so that's what those are.
The village. 3 of them, to be precise. 1 each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time. Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
Okay, it sounds easy. Let's see, Bass says, you know, I wonder what postgame there is. So I'm gonna take a bit of a guess here and say that there probably really isn't much of one. I don't know, obviously. I haven't looked into anything on this game, like, at all. I've been very good at staying away from any potential spoilers. But just knowing how some of these games are, I assume it's gonna have a very definitive story end. We'll see about that. But I don't think there'll be much post game. I don't think there would be. Well, there might be though. I don't know. Because I mean, we do have the Arid stones. So maybe something could get unlocked there. But we'll see. Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred, hold any noble blood till ends the mother's labor. Guardians of the Crystals.
Would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
I mean, that is true.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to
Okay, so where is the next one? Is over here, actually.
Not a scratch on them.
And then that one over there.
The elder has been calling.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home.
What Golden Plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Mommy need a deer leg. Come on now. Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessings and give praise her gracious hand.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar.
Ah, so it was a nice little roundabout. Hey, Milos.
Things were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, would that I could have seen for myself. Oh, come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
Please don't actually ask me. The great Mughal Guardians. The great good Mughal Guardians. Guardians of the Republic. It was Guardians of the Crystal, I believe. I'll be honest with them.
Crystal. The first stones
So I gotta do actually remember these.
Could hold thy noble blood till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with...
I'm sure the other ones are funny.
Crystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred
I might
charges?
consider reloading at some point later just to see.
The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Voyagers of the Ashen Ocean, Wanderers of the Golden Plains, Riders of the Snowy Slopes. Whoa, man, we go like snowboarding. Have you ever had venison? Not that I can recall. So I don't believe so. I think the weirdest meat I would have had would be bison. But bison is really good, by the way. It's really good meat. Very nice and juicy. I presume if cooked right, at least. But really good. Really good in a burger. But I've not had venison, though. Although I would like to try it sometime. I'm sure it's pretty good.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains.
Also had some moose. Wasn't really a big fan.
Stone. With pride recall thy noble past and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
Yeah, I kind of want to reload later and just see what these are. Tillers of the Land is the one.
Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land. Reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, one for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions.
It's true, it kind of does, huh?
Nonetheless,
have you ever had venison? What's a weird meat you may have had, or an unconventional meat? I'm kind of curious.
Better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
I want to try alligator. I've talked about this before, I think. I want to try alligator.
Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
Quest complete. Yeah, doing pretty good. Gobby coin. Nice, I'll take it. Okay, I know I said I was gonna do it later, but I'm actually really curious now, so I'm just gonna... Well, not let me. Okay. I'm actually just gonna do a very quick save. And then we're gonna do a very quick load, and then we're just gonna... Is there auto saves, huh? Which auto save would this have been? Man, they happened pretty quickly, didn't they? I mean, that one would have just happened. This would probably be the closest autosave. You've had venison, you've had rabbit, you have snails? Yeah, I would count snails. I've never had snails. I don't think I'd try snail. I would try frog, possibly, and I would try rabbit.
Engravings were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, what? Let's...
Okay, so let's see. So great Moogle Guardians.
The great, good Moogle Guardians. That's definitely not right.
Take all the
time. Oh, you gotta pick the correct option? Okay, no, you gotta pick the correct option. Okay.
Guardians of the Republic.
The Republic? Are you certain? These stones predate the founding of Dalmekia by centuries.
That can't be right then.
Okay, so you gotta pick the correct option. So the other ones are just for funnies.
Guardians of the Crystal. I'm pretty sure that...
Fascinating. But the...
Riders of the Snowy Slopes.
Of the Snowy Slopes. No, that can't be right, surely.
In your own time.
Voyages of the Ashen Ocean.
Voyages of the Ashen Ocean.
Seafarers here? Are you certain?
I'm growing less certain by the moment. Wonders of Awe.
No doubt you're right. This.
No doubt you're correct. Now dancing. What?
Children of the Hunters. Now
dancing hand in hand.
Hand in hand. That can't be right, surely.
You can tell as he's thinking about it, he's like closing his eyes. He's like, that can't be right.
Children of the Hunters, now sworn to serve the sun.
Sun worship? That cannot possibly be right.
I could have sworn it was something like that.
See, I like the old man's like, no, that can't be correct. It's like, you're the one that asked me to get this history, my dude.
Children, that's all.
Okay, so, amusing enough. You try anything? I mean, perfectly fair. I can appreciate an adventurous eater. I don't know. There are just certain meats that, well, certain things to me just seem, you know, kind of gross to an extent, right? Like I wouldn't want to eat snail, but they're also pretty close to like a bug, I guess. So that might also be why. Okay, we'll load the actual save. I know it won't really matter, but I made the save. I may as well use it. Bass says, "Oh, boo! I know, right? It's like, let me fail, let me fail." I mean, I see. It's kind of surprising they give you options. If I guess they're funny to an extent, but
After it.
I don't know. It just seems a bit weird to have like dialogue options that don't do anything. But I guess that's modern video games for you still, eh? So where am I headed? Going over there. So I need to go out here, but I need to take a separate path, I guess.
Not a stone's throw away. Oh dear. I hope it doesn't spread.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving me options, yeah. I don't know. It does kind of suck how we haven't truly had a full choices matter kind of game. Not that I can recall. Anyway, like one where choices completely matter. Well, maybe Baldur's Gate, maybe. I don't know. That's not like a choices matter game, but like I could see the choices in that game actually mattering. Like even my favorite Road 96, like yeah, they still don't necessarily matter
Cyril,
a ton, but they do matter a bit.
how fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Me.
Filled.
Right here.
For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
Yeah, there we go.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins.
Okay, fair.
Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Probably a lot.
Nearly enough, milady.
Not nearly enough, though,
Glad
apparently.
to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you.
Okay.
Pray accept this token.
Pray return to the waking sands. I got my seal. Yeah, let's go. Oh, it's a Phoenix down
For
seal.
as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you, if there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
The Canva, then.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Cyril seem very. You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
It's kind of funny. I didn't know that like the old school term for pray actually means please. Right.
Ah, Lord Rosfield.
And
I'm afraid I cannot stay to talk. I must leave to collect the reports of our spies in the field.
it wasn't until I played
The Phoenix down. Our brothers and sisters.
sorry, I shouldn't have started talking to this woman, but I was actually talking to myself.
Farewell, my lord, and may the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, it wasn't until I played Conqueror's Bad Fur Day, funnily enough, that actually taught me that. Because there's a character in that game that says pray. Like he uses old school like English. He's like, pray, come with me, right? And I remember going on GameFAQs one day, and someone on there asked, "Oh, why is he asking you to pray so much? If like, you know, he's like this kind of creature." It's like that doesn't really make sense. He's like, and then someone was like, "Well, no, pray just means please," but it's like an old school way. It basically just means please, right? At least when used in that context. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. The Gilded Path. But yeah, I didn't know, like, I was just like, yeah, it's weird that I learned it from Conqueror's Bad Fur Day, essentially, out of all things I could learn something from, right?
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
No, it isn't, but we're going this way. It's a side quest, Joshua, shush. What about Until Dawn? That can count? Oh, yeah, I would count Until Dawn. Until Dawn probably is the one that does it the best, actually. Like, it still isn't true. Choices matter. Now, okay, so I'm gonna define choices matter, like a true choices matter, as in like a choice will affect things long term when you make it, right? And I think this was brought up in the playthrough of Until Dawn, which everybody should totally check out on YouTube. I was really proud of that one when I made it. But when I think it was mentioned, I don't actually remember, but a lot of the button prompts won't really matter much, right? Like, for example, to give an example that's non-spoilery, there's a section near the end of the game where you have to like climb a wall, right? Like you have to climb a wall. And if you miss a button prompt, it doesn't really matter. It just kind of like your character falls, but like it doesn't really change anything. You just gotta like hit the buttons again. Like you'll never actually die doing it, right? And in fact, I think there's a character that literally can never die in that game. And there are certain instances where like you can miss a button prompt, but it won't really do anything. It'll still kind of like, it'll be like, oh, you missed it, and well, this is different now, but like it doesn't really change like the game a ton. And there is like, and so like it's choices matter, but it's a good game still. I'm not even saying like, oh, if it's not like a true choices matter, it's a bad game. I love Road 96 and I love Until Dawn, but at the same time, it's a bit like it's not. I wouldn't really call it true choices matter. It's like your choices matter, but there's a slight caveat in that not everything is gonna matter that much. Right, and it's still gonna be heavily like scripted towards well, this character can only die in this area. It's like, you know, it's not like, oh, if you kill, it's not like you can kill this character early because then otherwise it'll screw the whole story up. Because that character has to be the one to encounter, etc. Right? There's one time where they can die, but it's at the very end. Yeah, like they can die. It just has to be at the very end, right? Okay, I think this is it. This must be the pack. No, it's not. Okay, never mind. Oh, no, is it? Oh, no, it is the pack. I was right. The pack. Rank C. Ah, you're all gonna be slaughtered. Okay, you know what? They're actually putting up more of a fight than I thought they would. Because how much damage is this gonna do? You know what? Not as much as I would think. Okay, hold up. Okay, that'll do. Damn it, damn it, damn it. There we go. Oh yeah, hitting two at the same time. Let's go. Oh, I didn't like any of them. Okay, this is fine. Do I? I do. Why not? Great. Get some health back. Get some health back. Do some damage. We'll have it back by the time we really need it anyway. Ah, nice. Good parry. Okay, just slaughter, slaughter. I dodged one. I didn't precision dodge, but I did dodge one kind of. I'll do a quick heal. Why not? It's not a hard bounty, but it's still harder than I thought it would be. Which isn't to say it's hard, but like I thought it'd be a cakewalk. I still actually need to like dodge and stuff. And I had to use a potion of all things. Coming at me multiple hits. Come on now, stop it. All right, good. So that's the end. Perfect. Let's see. It's just the problem with video games being deterministic. It's hard to make them matter given how much a simple story can change given actions. Yeah, right. Like, I'm not even really complaining about it. It's just that it is true though. And that's kind of the problem too with like the players. Like, I'm not saying players are the problem here, but you hear a choices matter game and you think, wow, my choices are really going to matter. When in reality, they kind of don't. Not the way you would expect it to anyway. Which honestly is partially why, and I only did the sigh there because I'm like kind of thinking if it actually would. But which is why I kind of think AI to an extent in video games, like with the AI, like with chat AI, for example, might actually be able to help a little bit. I don't know how advanced video games would really be able to, like how video games would really be able to use it, if it even could, in that sort of like advanced thing. But I don't know. I feel like with that, in theory, you could make a lot of choices actually matter. But I don't truly know. But it is kind of true though, right? Like I say, good games. Like I say, I love Road 96. I love a lot of choices matter games. In fact, it's really kind of unfortunate to know that a choices matter game will never truly be choices matter. It'll be choices matter enough, but it won't be truly choices matter. They're actually called pack loads because they make you empty your pack of potions. I could believe that. If I were a bit lower level though, that actually probably would have been pretty difficult. Like probably, like even for a rank C. And once again, that's kind of just because this game seems to really value the one-on-ones. Not so much the one-on-multis. Alright, cool. I still really like the fight music. I don't know, the fight music is really good in this game. Say Dread Avis. I disagree. It's more like improvements in procedural generation, which is different from AI because it has to be like from human work. Could AI see now? This is kind of showing my unfamiliarity with it. But wouldn't AI be able to help with that to some degree? Like not like I'm not talking like proper chat AI, but like not the chat GPT kind of AI, but more the. Well, just with how, well, I mean, that kind of AI, but used in like a different kind of way, if you get my meaning. Once again, very unfamiliar with like AI related stuff in general. So having people that are more knowledgeable than me about that kind of fill me in would always be very, very nice. I will take that, thank you. 11 pinches of magic dash. I probably have a ton of all of these. I should actually see how much I have of each thing, because I'm sure I have a ton. Probably too much. Wild neck. All right. You know, it kind of reminds me of how in Undertale every permutation is sparing and killing the main bosses has a unique ending, like 90 of them, but people only care about 2. Yeah, that is actually true, because I did find out. I think it was a while after I played my initial run of Undertale that there's actually like little micro differences, like very small. Like I think it's like a phone call or something at the end of the game if you don't get like the full pacifist or genocide ending, and it's like, yo, yeah, this is happening, or yo, this is happening, because this happened, like this is happening because you did this is going on, etc. Like very small stuff. Oh my god, like very small stuff, but you know, still it really shows you the level of effort that was kind of put into that. Like even if it's just writing a slightly different ending, like I think that's really good, you know. Nigga, that might have been the first real precision dodge of the game. Or of the session. It always takes me a little bit to warm up, apparently. Nope. That's what I wanted to do. You know, I just realized why it's called a Storm Panther. It's because around the continent is storm. I don't know why that didn't even occur to me. I thought it was a bit of a weird name. What? Are you trying to... What? Wait a minute. Did I get out of its like combat range or something? So it just kind of ran away, or can they just do that? Can the enemy flee from me? I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Huh.
There's still plenty of fighting in yet.
I don't know. Going back to the subject of AI real quick though, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens with AI over the next like few years. Like, don't worry, I'm not one of those people that thinks it should be used for art. I'm very much against that. And I'm also very much against it, like, being voices for characters and stuff. But I think for certain things it'll be really interesting. Especially if it is able to help with procedural, like if not do it entirely to help with procedural generation, I think that would be quite amazing. Waboom.